Okay, this is rifle number 2. This is the M38, okay, in 7.35. And again, I'll go over it, we'll take a look at it. But since I got the camera set up and that instead of moving shit around, we're going to do the bullet test. Again, reload, Hornet A, 300 thousandths diameter bullet. Alright, and just for the hell of it, ooh, just like the other one, that bullet don't even start to go in the muzzle. Okay, it's tight. It does not go in. There is no muzzle wear. So, this alone, I'm pleased, but later on I'll explain why I'm not surprised about this. So now let's look at the second rifle I got. Okay, rifle number 2 is an M38 Carcano in 7.35. Now, as you can see, most of the finish is gone, but everything looks fairly well intact. The stock looks real good. This one does have, okay, let me get a camera focus in here, still has the caliber markings, and again, like I said, it has the desired markings on there that I want. There is no SA. I wanted one of these without an SA on it, which is the finish acceptance stamp. So there's some dings. Don't get me wrong, these things ain't pristine. Finish is gone. There's our importer's stamp, kind of electro penned in there pretty deep. Get a good look at it. There it is. Sights on there. Bore, and that's good. There's no damage on the end of the muzzle. That all is nice. This one's tight. It's not loose like the other one was. The stock, some scratches, dings. It does have the screws in it, so that's a good thing. There's nothing. The only thing missing on the other one was a butt plate screw. And there we go. We'll take a look at the other side. Alright, on the other side. Stock's in good shape, filthy. The markings are there. I'm going to have to try to see if I can raise them up where you can see them. They're worn, but they're there. Serial number also, but we'll worry about that after we clean it. Actually, the trigger guard magazine is not that terrible. Okay, and like I said, nothing real horrible. There was a little crack in the carbine upper hand guard, but nothing like that here. Sling swivel still here, not broken off or nothing. Bayonet lug and everything appears to be in good shape. So this one's not in bad shape, okay? So I can't really complain about it. And like I said, that automatic $50 deduction put them to where this was priced right. Okay, it was perfect buy for me that way. And even if things don't work out and there's other stuff in there, which is strange, is the bolt has a patina or bluing on it. It's kind of worn, but I think what that's from is having your hand on it and not rubbing the bolt. Somebody carried this in their hand a lot, and even standing around holding it by the barrel up here. That's what all that finish is worn from, is being handled. So these guns were lugged around a lot, but again, we did the bullet test. It's good. So now I'll go and operate the action, and we'll discuss some of the other things there. Okay, like I said, it's worn for the finish, but in terms of a collector's item, they are tough to find without the SA on there. You very rarely run across them, and with the thing marked on the stock, which I believe is there to see if we can recover it. But again, it's not that uncommon of a rifle, okay? And you can get them in way better condition, almost like mint condition, for about what this guy's asking. If you look around and that, now people are seeing that people are paying almost $300 for this, so now anything nicer, everyone's going to automatically want $450 for. Okay, so be prepared for that. And again, this one here, the bolts look complete, and this one here's got oil on it. So it must be that they oil them or clean some of the crap off of them before they try to sell them, look at them somewhat. Probably after what's his name found that conversion, they're probably looking into all of them and pulling the rare things out, which I believe there are some rare items in this cache. Okay, but it's 1 or 2 items, so you're not going to see it on the website. Now, if you look at this bolt, it's really heavy gunk, and there's oil on it. So they must have been spraying something on here or cleaning them off somewhat to at least get the serial numbers in that. But really covered in gunk. And yes, they do, like my wife, they have the firing pins. One of them I took down, and yeah, the firing pins are in there, but you'll know better once you pull the whole bolt apart, which this will have to be totally stripped down, disassembled, cleaned. Because I mean, that stuff is gnarly. And whatever they sprayed on there to kind of clean it. And again, looking down the bore light and that, it's, you know, it's just dark and it's not good. Okay, you can't see shit. And I have not run a brush down or nothing. What I'm going to do is totally disassemble these. I'm going to try to restore the wood, and then I'm going to clean this out, the bore and everything, and get a better idea. But this is just a generalized, quick overview of what you're getting. Okay. There's dirt, grime, and gunk in here, so there's going to be a lot of cleaning to get the final thing. So whenever you get these, I know some of the fellas got some guns that were right off the bat, obviously the bores were toast. You can't really tell until you clean it. And then sometimes, you know, if you fail the bullet test, I've seen people doing the bullet test and it's okay, so right there and then, without even cleaning it. That's why I kind of did it. I got hope, put it to you that way. This don't look bad. I don't know about an older, so you got to remember, these are probably the newest ones they have in terms of manufacture. Okay, and most of the other stuff is the old World War I. You know, they have the old 1891s. They do not have 1941s. I don't think he has any of the more modern ones, which at the time Italy was there, that would be standard issue in the Army using the old clunkers or these 7.3s that the Italians wanted to get rid of. That's how they landed there. Okay, but more on that when I talk about the rifle. But so far, you know, let's talk so far in general on this buy. There's a reason I picked the Carcanos, not only because of the low price, but because the interest in this particular gun in this caliber is not that great. Okay? The interest lies in the Lee Enfields and the KR98s, the German ones. Okay, and that's where a lot of people have been shelling out the money. And also the M1 carbines. I have an old M1 carbine. I really don't feel the need to drop anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 to get one in my collection. Okay. I believe the carbines, even though people didn't go in depth as a collector, it's kind of like, ooh, look what I got, an M1 carbine, and this and that, and then they fired something and hit a steel plate. They didn't really go into depth on how screwed up. I think maybe I've seen 1 or 2. I haven't really looked. Maybe there's somebody that really got into depth in the condition. But from what I've seen, they've been lugged around, but the thing is they're original and they've never been reworked. So that is a buy. That is something of interest, but they're sold out. And I think they're sold out of the 98s. So it leaves you with the carbines. Not as popular. Not a lot of people. I've seen 1 or 2 people getting one, but not many people buying these. And if you're a beginning collector, other than the price of the ammunition, which is going to be expensive, a lot of people don't like that and it's hard to find. But the carbines might be the way to go. I have not bought any of the older ones. See, now the older ones may have some wear from by the time the Italians left them. I don't know, they could be shot out too. I don't know if I'm going to risk going any further and buying any more to check them out. But for right now, that ends my quick overview. And in my opinion, not a bad deal. I got the discount, okay? So I can't complain. You know, the discount made it easier. Even if these things are trash, if that's what they end up being and they're unshootable, which I don't think they are, still with that $50 a piece discount, I'm happy with the purchase. I'm not happy with the way they packaged it. Now this company, there's a lot of different questionable things with it. Their packing and that, they should use better boxes. I mean, it was all wrapped in bubble wrap, but I mean, I had a bolt handle sticking out of the box. Okay, so I kind of got to give them a little bit of an F on the packaging. Well, not really. They did wrap it in bubble wrap. There's some people that don't wrap any, put some newspaper in the ends of the box and send it to you. Okay, so I give them a C on the, or D, give them a D on the packing. They could do a little bit better on there. Because there are some people that said they had little rear sights, the peep sights snap off in shipping. So Carcanos are pretty basic. They don't have any frail little things sticking out, so they survived it. All in all, I'm going to say right at the moment, I'd say 50%. A couple weird things about it. I kind of like the discount. Condition on these is probably going to be very good, as they described, because of the bore. It all revolves around the bore. Okay? Even if the gun is worn out, if you have a good, serviceable, shootable bore, it's a complete gun. There's no cracks in this. You can say this is in very good condition. Okay? Alright, in a stretch. It's not bad. It's usable. It's complete. Okay, the other one had a screw missing. No big deal. So that's my assessment there. I'd say mixed feelings. I think I'm lucky. I think I got lucky. Okay? And I really don't know if a lot of people are buying stuff from there. You know, the numbers go down, so I have no idea if they're not putting any feedback or anything else in there. You see very few feedbacks. So now what I'm going to do, this is my quick assessment, my first impression, but I ain't going to give my final judgment or discuss this any further with my dealings until I do a total breakdown, clean these up, get the gunk off, and then see exactly what I have. Okay? That's when I'll give you my final thing. But at a glance, from the start, didn't like the packaging, but they did ship it out on time. So I have to raise it, so no problem there. The guns are original. They're not in real bad condition, but they need to be examined. Okay, a few questionable things, and see what we end up with. Alright, so stay tuned and catch the other videos. I'm going to do a thing where I take these all apart and clean them up. Alright.